What's up, viewers? This is Rage Pro, my first LP. Obviously, it's going to be Doom, the game that I've probably played most of my life and has easily had the most influence on my life. Sorry if I'm hard to understand, I speak fast and I'm kind of sick. Um, Also, there's going to be a lot of cursing in my videos. If that bothers you, don't watch them, or I'm sorry. But, no, I'm not sorry. I'm totally lying. Anyway, let's play some fucking Doom. I'm gonna start on E1 because that was my first Doom experience. I think that was most people's first Doom experience with the shareware version. Shareware was such an awesome concept, and no one actually does shareware anymore, and it kind of makes me sad. I bet people would buy a lot more software if people did, but I don't know. Can I take the shortcut? Nah. I kind of want you guys to see the levels, so I'm not going to bother taking the shortcut. I actually am playing this with GZ Doom, by the way. I feel like I should plug them. GZ Doom is a modification by Graf Zal of Randy Height's Z Doom, which is excellent. It's a source port of the Doom sources to a Windows 32 platform, also Linux, if you like Linux. Although if you do that, it makes you a fag. Just so you know. I mean, yeah, it's okay. I just need to be aware of that. But anyway, Z-Doom adds a lot of cool features, like you can see me looking up and down, which you can't do in Doom. Also jumping, although I won't be using that very much. Also crouching, in fact, but again, that's kind of pointless in basic Doom. So anyway, you should check it out at zdoom.org. And then GZ Doom, I don't actually know what the site for that is, but anyway, you could Google it. It's out there. GZ Doom, as you probably noticed, adds some nice OpenGL acceleration. Fraps is unfortunately limiting my video to 30 FPS. Normally I get about a billion, but that's right, a billion. I love this room. But anyway, you obviously can play the game with OpenGL, and it's pretty cool. It adds a lot of texture smoothing effects. Like, you notice everything's not all pixelated, even if I get up close. Well, if I get up close, it's kind of pixelated, but I mean, even if I look back, you know, it looks nice. Actually, I'm enabling, right now, I've got 4x texture scaling enabled, so it's actually using a filter to resize all the textures to 4x the normal size, which doesn't help a whole lot, but it does. I could go turn it off and show you, and I may do that later in another video, but for now, there's no point. Like a monkey. I'm kind of intending to 100% these levels, which I may or may not do. I'm not trying just real hard, but playing these games is automatic for me. Literally, it's totally. Oh, I already killed him. Totally autoplay. I'm not even thinking about it. I keep pointing at the screen like to point things out to you guys, and you can't see that. I don't know why I'm doing that. Also, my mic's like right in front of my mouth, so you're probably gonna hear those annoying breathing sounds. I apologize. Also, I'm sniffling a lot. It's because I'm sick. You assholes. Quit whining. The people I'm talking to know who I'm talking to. I kind of regret that I had to turn the music down so much so you could hear me. The music is actually the original Doom music files, played from the WAD file, which is the main game data file. And they're actually not playing through my MIDI synthesizer like they would normally. They're playing through a Yamaha OPL synthesizer that's built into Z-Doom, which is really cool because it lets you experience the music files as you probably would have heard them on an old DOS machine. Most computers that played this game, or at least the largest majority, I think, had sound cards that were based on the old Sound Blaster standard. And the Sound Blaster standard had a number of different ways it could play music, but primarily Sound Blaster 16s and Pros used FM synthesis. Now, the Pro used 2 LPL chips and the 16 used an OPL3, but that's besides the point. They used these FM synthesizers to create the music, which gave them a very lo-fi, a very low-tech sound. In fact, this actually sounds better than any OPL would have, because it's a higher sample rate, much higher. But still, you know, it's cool. Oh yeah, up here. Although I don't really need the shotgun shells, but whatever. So the music sounds like it would on DOS, and it's funny because I didn't even, like, I played DOS Doom a fair bit, but I actually played it the most on 32X, Sega 32X. I didn't have a PC of my own that could run Doom for quite some time. I had a 386 for a long time. That only had 2 megs of RAM, which is not enough to run Doom. 2 fucking megs of RAM, can you believe it? 2 fucking megs. 2 megs is nothing, you know, I mean, even for RAM. That machine had a 120 meg hard drive. Not gig, meg. I did misspeak there. And that was big for the time, actually. It was actually a 25 megahertz machine. No, I'm sorry, 33 megahertz machine. That I actually was able to overclock to 40 megahertz. It was my first overclocking I ever did, and I actually only did it because one of my older brother's friends was telling me about overclocking his Pentium machine, and I was like, that's so awesome! And so I went and looked at the jumpers on my motherboard and all that, and I was like, whoa, I can totally overclock this! And I think that was probably what contributed to the later death of that machine. I wasn't really savvy enough at the time to figure out why it died, but it died a horrible death, and we ended up throwing it away. But yeah, the machine only had 2 megs of RAM, so I couldn't play Doom on it for a long time. And I ended up playing it on my 32X a lot. It was actually the only good game I had for my 32X. I had, oh, what did I have? I had Knuckles Chaotix, which was terrible. I'm sure some Sonic fan will comment or email me and be like, what the faggot? But no, I hated Chaotix. And then I had Metalhead, which was an interesting sort of 3D polygonal giant mecha game. That's not a shootable wall. And if any of you ever played Metalhead, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say this, but oh my god, the frame rate. It was like 12 FPS. And if that game had a decent frame rate, it would have been pretty fun, because it actually looked really good for the time. But it didn't have a decent frame rate, which means that the game was almost unplayable, which means I don't know why I'm still talking about it. I'm sure a lot of you would like to see me chainsaw some fools. I don't really use the chainsaw in it, or in this game rather, because you have to be in melee range to use it, and with a lot of the enemies that's not really a good idea. Now, it does cause enough damage per hit to activate most enemies, or a lot of the enemies, pain frames, which means they can't attack you while you're chainsawing them, which makes sense. I think if I was being chainsawed, I couldn't really attack either. But it's just, you have to get in the middle of things and you get attacked, and I mean, I'm over 100 in health and armor, which unlike the later games, by id Software, the Quake games, your health and armor don't actually degrade once they're over 100 in Doom. So, I mean, I could really chainsaw this whole room and the next room and the next level and be fine, but I'd rather not. This room used to kick my ass when I was younger, because there's a bunch of dudes in here, and then normally there's an imp down there. Now what happens is when you shoot, he aggroes and runs on the little lift here, and then the lift brings him up and you have to fight him. If you watched the video a minute ago, you probably could have seen that. But in the older versions of Doom, or maybe it was on 32X Doom, he didn't aggro. He was deaf, and so whenever you went on this lift, there's an imp right there chewing on your face. It was kind of annoying. And I was usually in bad shape from this room anyway, so because all the guys were shooting me, I'd get down there and get killed by him like half the time. It was really irritating. How did I do? Pretty good. This next level is really long. I'm actually going to cut this video here, but I am going to keep playing in this run. So then go to the right over there, click playlist, and go to the next video. I'll see you there.